one of my very favorite quotes from International Women's Day is, I know what I bring to the table and I'm not afraid to eat alone. And I'm just going to show you guys my cup. It has been stressy depressy for sure. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the High Five Hot Mess podcast, where we glow up, show up, and inevitably spill something. I'm your host, Lisa Wilson, and today it's just me. I know, crazy, crazy, crazy. So before we dive in, I want to share something important. My co-host, my ride or die, we're fine, everything's fine. Co-host, Lisa Smith, is taking some time to focus on her family. We love her, we support her, and we are holding space for her to come back when she's ready. She's not gone. She's just doing what grown women do and handling her business. Listen, we know it's the year of the fire horrors, and we know that tectonic shifts and crazy things are happening. So, as she would tell me, we're fine. We'll land on our feet. Everything's going to be okay. And again, she's doing great. She just has some things she has to focus on. So, nothing quite like making you feel you're alive, like a pivot, right? Right. So, welcome. I want to just say thank you so much for showing up. We're having lots of big things happening right now. Our website is up. We're up on TikTok. We're up on YouTube. And I am going to kind of tell you guys about this week in my weekly wrap up, just to give you some awareness of how my week has been. So, so remember, we're working really hard on trying to vibe high vibrations. So I could sit here and whine and moan, but nobody wants to hear that. So what I am going to tell you about is just to give you a good idea of the craziness that has been this week. So, you know how in Hallmark movies, there are the main character, the ingenue, right? And then she sometimes has like a plucky sidekick that's either a secretary or a best friend or a personal assistant. And you don't see her that much. This week I found out I came in with this main character energy because I always feel like I'm the star of the show. And I found out this week I am absolutely not the star of this movie. That in fact, not even like the plucky side assistant or personal assistant. I am actually like an ant that kind of floats in and floats out that you don't really recognize. That's my energy this week. I have been faced every single day with challenges I've kind of had to overcome that I've realized there's a lot I don't know in general. So I'll give you guys just some hints on what that is. So I'll give you a good example. Let's talk about our social media platforms for our podcast. So I don't do social media. I made the decision last year to get off social media because it was sucking the life out of me. I was literally spending all my time worried about everyone everywhere in the world, and I had no impact on their lives, but boy, did they take up space in mine. So I had to get off social media because it was sucking my life away. So because of that, Lisa Smith does all our social medias. She also posts all of our platforms. So when we were talking this week and she's like, "Hey, I got to pivot. I got to spend time with my family." I was like, "I get it. I'll take it over. I'll keep the boat rowing until you get back." And so far, I've gotten control of all of our platforms with the exception of Meta. Anything Meta, I have been blocked. Although I own the domain name and I am a co host on the podcast, it sees me as a threat, as an intruder. So I've had a lot of ramping up time to learn about all the different things with the new Meta that makes it very different from the Meta that I knew with Facebook and Instagram. Today it's much different. And you guys out there, you all know because you're living this, right? But I didn't know. And it turns out like literally me and AI against the world basically had to learn that if I don't have a phone that has never encountered Instagram before, or a device that has never encountered Instagram or Facebook before, I am going to be blocked from all of these sites. And the reason is because we hired someone to set up our social. So they are the manager, and Lisa was the two-factor authentication. So now that she's out, I have to try and get in and wrangle all of the platforms and everything. And Meta is, I mean, you guys, I don't know who's on Meta, but good luck to you because it has just been nonstop shenanigans. I had no problems with our YouTube. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, so check us all out there. The links will be in the show notes. We're on TikTok. I was able to get onto TikTok, but everything else, no can do. And it was me against the world. Like, I have just been fighting these platforms for like 72 straight hours. It's just been crazy. So, in that, here's what I'll say I learned. So here's where I will vibrate high. So Lisa and I are a collaborative team. We both really went all in on this project, financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. But Lisa is my anchor person. What do I mean by anchor person? So when I walk in or I start a project, I assume it's all going to go exactly as planned because I am a planner. I do if this and that, if this and that, if this and that, literally to death. I suss out every single possible scenario of what could happen and have a plan for that. So it's very rare that I get knocked off my path and don't immediately have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. It's kind of my superpower, right? But I am only able to do that because somebody is my foundation who allows me to say, okay, none of my scenarios are working. We should just burn it all to the ground. And Lisa is my anchor person because she's like, no, we don't need to burn it down. We just need to do this and this. It's going to be fine. We're fine. She really does do that for me. And this week I felt her absence so much. I've picked up the phone to text her to ask her questions and set it back down because she is her family's anchor as well. And she needs to focus her time and her energy there. And again, she will be back. She is fine. Everything's fine. But it is the year of the fire horse. I mean, we knew this was happening. We knew that there were going to be large tectonic shifts and that we were told to like 3-point harness, buckle in, and get ready for anything. But you never think it's going to impact your collaborative creative partner. You just don't. For some reason, you just think that it's going to impact every other part of your life, but not your passion project, right? So Lisa also loaded everything onto our platform. So I had to get into those platforms and figure out how to brand them and how to launch them. And I was able to do that. So I'm really proud of myself and I'm proud of my companion, co-pilot, for helping me do that. And then, of course, I have a large circle of very talented friends who are also creators or just technical geniuses or people who aren't going to just throw their computer on the ground, stomp on it, and storm away in a very dramatic fashion. Not that I did that, but it came close like more than once. But I had so many people step up and help me this weekend. I mean, this is fresh. It's 72 hours ago. I am so lucky. I'm going to do an entire bonus episode on just the people that help me and how they help me so that you guys can see that, in life, like we're going to be like, I love a person who can solve their own problem, right? That's great. But really, like, those people are not very common, right? Like we all need help sometime. And that ability to reach out and say, I need help and have people respond the way that people responded to me. I'm so, so grateful and responded for Lisa as well because they know that we are absolutely partners in this. Lisa, this podcast does not happen without Lisa. She and I built this together from the ground up. So I'm going to make my way until she gets back. But I'm eagerly anticipating that date because this is definitely 100% a 50-50 collaboration and it's just not the same without her. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to myself. That's weird, right? Weird. So we're going to do our best to get guests that can step in. It just depends on how long she's going to need to get things together in her life. Okay, so then with that, that is my weekly wrap up. And I'm just going to show you guys my cup. It has been stressy depressy for sure. I mean, really. That's been, all right. So then I want to go ahead. And again, this is going to be I sound like I'm so like, but listen, I had a lot of expectations for this week. And like many of you out there, this week just kicked me in the ass. and said, "Nothing you want is gonna happen. Deal with it, lady." And so I did, because I'm also a badass boss lady, but I don't wanna come off as being so negative. I'm hearing Lisa in my brain that, we wanna talk about the ups and the downs. So listen, I'm gonna tell you, this week was International Women's Day. And one of my very favorite quotes from International Women's Day is, "I know what I bring to the table, and I'm not afraid to eat alone." So for anybody out there that is, having a hard time making things happen on your own, and you are a woman who is really holding up the weight of everyone around you, I see you. I recognize you. Lisa sees you. She is you right now. So a shout out to all the really super strong ladies out there that are keeping it together for International Women's Day. Also on that topic, my birthday was last week, so yay for me. I turned 55, you guys. Someone asked me, they're like, "Oh, what birthday is this?" And I said, "Oh, it's 55." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's my 55th birthday?" Like, for real. Like, I'm like looking around, I'm like, "Wait, who here is 55? I'm not 55." Like, unbelievable to me that I'm 55 years old. And then I think about my mom when she was 55, and we are very different people. It's because I have a very different lifestyle than my mom did, a very different life. I miss my mom every single day, especially on my birthday. But I just, you guys, 55. Yes. All right. So let's move on to the other part of pop culture trash. So, where did I hide my brain this week when I needed to decompress? Well, because it was my birthday and International Women's Day, I wanted to see The Bride. The Bride is a movie with Christian Bale and Jessie Buckley as the main leads. And it was written and it was directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. So listen, I love Maggie Gyllenhaal. When I saw her in Secretary, I'm like, what? Spicy. Like to this day, that's like top 10 spicy movies. I love her. And she's also just like a cool chick. Like she seems like she's just, normal, badass boss lady, badass director, badass actor. So for my birthday, I wanted to go see The Bride because we also know I'm a girl with a dark heart, right? I like spooky things. I like dark things. Have I been to all of the movies this past couple of years that have had vampires and Frankenstein? Yes, I sure have. So why would this be week? Why would this week be any different? So I went to see The Bride, and you guys need to know that I really believe there was gonna be a rush on this film, so I bought an entire row of seats to make sure that everybody that came with us was gonna have plenty of room to sit and that we were gonna get into, this movie together and have this experience together. And then it turns out my friends could not make it. One of my friends, her children were sick, another one of my friends having a personal crisis, couldn't come. So it's just me and Doug in the movie theater. And P.S., by the way, nobody else was in the movie theater. There was like two people behind us, like 6 rows back. And Doug and I in the very middle center, because that's where I like to sit. And you guys, when I tell you that I was so excited about going to see The Bride, I was so excited. I had a whole outfit picked out. I knew what I was going to wear. I knew where I was going to sit. We left very early so that I would get there in time to see all the previews. I mean, it was an event. It was a big deal for me. So even though it was me and Doug is my best friend. Doug is my favorite face. Whenever I see a face in the crowd, if it's Doug's, that's the one that makes my heart beat after all this time. So I was thrilled he could ditch work and come with me to see this movie. So we get in, we sit down, and it's the big seats, with the chairs that recline, very fancy. I was like, all right, I'm living large, love it. And we watched all the previews. Now, you guys know sometimes with movie previews, the movie's not going to be great because the previews aren't great. Yeah, the same is true here. Like, I was kinda like, "Ooh, these previews are a little not great. Does that mean the movie's not gonna be great?" And I was like, "No, this is a movie about women, by women, for women. Like, I'm all in. Plus, it's dark and spooky. Yes, yes, yes." So, I'm gonna say that I loved Christian Bale as Frankenstein. He was adorable and sweet and genuine, and I really authentically loved him. Anytime he was talking, it was like I just wanted the best for Frankenstein. Christian Bale's Frankenstein was wonderful. And then Jessie Buckley as the bride. So listen, she was a damn smoke show. So hot and wildly talented. Like I just loved her as the bride. You guys, it was a perfect cast. Like I loved the two of them so much. Now, here's where things kind of went off the rails. So again, I love Maggie with my whole heart. And this is just where if we were friends, I would sit down with her and I would say, "Are you mad at me?" Like you had the opportunity to write and direct The Bride, which is, an epic untold story of the heroine of the story, and you did this instead. So it was so bad that we left 25 minutes in, which I have not done since like the Bright Lights Big City with Michael J. Fox. So you guys got to go look that up because that was the last time I left a movie theater early. And we only stayed as long as we did because Doug said we should wait it out and see if it gets any better. And it did not. So is Maggie Gyllenhaal mad at us? Is she mad at actors? Is she mad at film? Is she just like, or on the positive side, did she just take a big swing and missed? And I know it's not just me because we came home and dove into reviews. It had a 60% Rotten Tomato score, which is not too bad. It's not a leave the movie early bad, right? But then we started reading the reviews, and I'll just summarize them with I was disappointed 10 minutes in that I left my pitchfork and torch at home. And I was like, yeah, exactly. You guys, I don't want to ruin it if anybody is going to watch it at home, but I think that Maggie took a big swing and trying to get this whole plot believable was not. It was hard to follow. It was hard to understand. But shout out to Jessie Buckley for really hopping in and taking that movie for a ride because that was no small task. She really had the weight of the world on her shoulders in that movie. And again, I thought she did really, really well. It was not her. It was just in general, the overall concept. Maggie, why are you mad at us? I mean, International Women's Day, wrote and directed by a woman. You had all of us excited. And then that happened. Again, maybe some people out there love this movie. And if you guys in 20 years, when this movie is on cable and you're watching cable, it just dated myself. If you guys are streaming this movie and you remember this review and you're like, she was harsh. This movie was great. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was me and my state of mind at the time and what I was expecting was and I didn't read about it at all before I went. So what I got was not what I thought I was going to get. Let me just put it that way. So maybe you'll love it. Who knows? So maybe you should stream it. Maybe you should go see it. And please continue to support in any way you can women in film, especially with International Women's Day around the corner. And then that takes us to my high five of the week. So, you guys, here's what I'll tell you. So, spending time with people is always going to give my spirit and my soul a high five over an experience, unless it's the head spa, which we already talked about. That is number one on all of my lists. But I love when I get to see my friends, and with my birthday this week, and with my birthday movie kind of falling apart with people having real life drama, so that we can do about it. Uh, it was really nice to be able to have friends get together for brunch for my birthday. I felt loved. I felt special. I loved catching up with my friends who I haven't seen in a long time. We all live in different places. We live on quite literally different coasts, but it was just so great to be able to hang out and eat brunch food and talk silliness and get caught up on each other's lives and find out about each other's kids. I mean, we all know I don't have any kids. Dodge that bullet, but talk about myself. They're all talking about their kids. I don't know. Like I left brunch feeling like $1,000,000, feeling like I was so lucky to be surrounded by such smart, beautiful, talented people. And I just high five to my spirit all the way. It was a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I feel very, very lucky. Okay, so that brings us to the board. So the board this week, you guys, I'm having an 80-minute CBD pedicure tomorrow. So I wanted to have a different pedicure, like not a goldfish eating your toes pedicure. No, thank you. I don't want anything live and with my feet eating anything. Nope. However, a CBD pedicure that's 80 minutes. Yes, please. This is a little special treat to myself for my birthday. So I will let you guys know how that goes next week or next time we talk. And then last but not least, we are going to go ahead and get into listener homework. So, guys, we are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple. We are on TikTok. We have a website that you can go to and sign up. All the good things that you can do. If you would please like and subscribe this podcast, even though you guys, I know this one's weird. Like I'm all by myself. It's going to be like maybe 30 minutes long. And, you deserve more. You deserve a lot more. But, when it's just me, this is what you get. Now, again, I'm working on getting some guests lined up just in case Lisa's going to be gone longer. But I did want to let you guys know that we are on all of these platforms and your support matters. So the whole thing behind this podcast is that Lisa and I wanted this to be collaborative. We wanted to create a community of like-minded people, or maybe even not like-minded people that just like to come and listen and talk about the stuff we talk about. And then the other piece is you guys share back, right? So you go to our socials, you talk to us in our socials, you send us an email. I know it's 1987, but you guys, Meta blocked me. I can't even get into my socials on Meta right now. So either I'm going to have to create new accounts, which is weird, using my personal information, or I'm going to have to figure that out. But right now we're on those platforms. The links will be in the show notes. Please, 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 you guys just reach out. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you. If there's something missing, if we're talking too much about something that you think, we should talk more about something else, we get there together or not at all, right? So if Lisa and I, if it's just us sitting here talking to each other every week, that's fine. But that's not why we're doing this. We really wanted to do this because we wanted to have a community of people, a community of friends that we could kind of just share all this stuff with and shoulder the burden together, all of us together. And that's really kind of what we were thinking. So it doesn't work if you guys don't show up. So please, please, please go to our socials. Also, I'd really like you guys to kind of just think about Lisa this week. And I'm sure that you have your own Lisas in your lives that are trying to do a lot, that are handling everything all by themselves. And, that's rough, you guys. That's painful. And we don't want to make anybody ever feel like, they can't come to us in a moment of crisis and talk to us and we won't show up and help them. So please make sure you are showing up for your friends. And if you are someone who needs help, make sure you tell people that you need help, right? They can't show up for you if you don't ask, right? So with that, you guys, I think that we're going to wrap this week up. I know it's so short. Again, when it's just me talking, I don't see the point in going on and on to myself. But let's figure that out. We'll figure that out as we move forward. So you guys remember to hydrate, to unclench your jaw, to roll those shoulders back, and make sure you give someone a high five. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Have a great week. Bye.